How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing good. My name is David, and I help the homeless people. And I noticed you living in the park, and you have a little homeless home around here. How you doing, sir?
Doing fine.
Great. May I ask you, what is your name?
Hey, Marshall.
I beg your pardon?
Marshall.
Marshall. How you doing, sir?
Doing good.
Good. You mind if I ask you a few questions about how did you become homeless and how did you get in this situation, if you don't mind me asking?
Got into a fight with my cousin. Got kicked out of the house.
Oh, you got a fight with your cousin?
Yeah.
How did all of that happen, if you don't mind me asking you?
Well, there's a difference in the matter of his boys and me having control of being the foreman of his company.
Oh.
But they wasn't going to respect me and listen to what I had to say. We ended up in the words over it, and I got kicked out.
And you ended up homeless after that. Where are you originally from, if you don't mind me asking you?
Electra, Texas.
Oh, okay. So, how did you get from there to here?
We moved here, I guess, I was in the 4th grade. From Electra, Texas. We had cousins up here that was looking out for us.
Oh, okay.
We ended up.
So, I want to ask you that do you have anybody that lives around here with you in your little home right here?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a companion of some kind.
No.
No, he's just a friend. Okay. Well, I want to, I always ask people that I see, how did they become homeless, and you've already told me that. And tell me, how do you survive? I notice you have a lot of utensils around here, and I want our listeners to know, because a lot of times they don't know how tough it is out here for homeless people to live in the living conditions they're in, and that's why I want you to kind of tell them that and let them know about the conditions and how hard it is out here. So could you elaborate a little bit and tell us, how do you deal with the harsh conditions? It's getting ready to get cold. What do you have planned?
Double up on the blankets and lots of wood.
Lots of wood.
Yeah.
So do you have a place? How do you start your fires? With this
Hand sanitizer
hand sanitizer? Really?
and styrofoam cup.
Is that right? You know, we see a lot of that on TV, on people surviving out in the wilderness, and they have said that before, and I have never really ever tried that. But hand sanitizer can start a fire.
Yeah.
Well, that's a tip for my listeners and stuff. So, do you have any good Samaritans? How have they been treating you particularly? You know, the people that help homeless that's out in the streets.
With abundance of cheer.
Really? Well, that's awesome.
Everybody that comes along that is serving the homeless are always cheerful, happy, friendly, and willing to do whatever is necessary that you need.
Well, that's good to hear. I'm glad people is out here helping the homeless. I've been hearing some stories about how tough it is at night for the people out here. Tell me a little bit about that.
It's awful bitter cold.
Really?
Here, yeah, it's gotten last week, first part of last week, it was really cold.
Really? You know,
I don't know what the temperature is. We don't get a TV or listen to the radio too often much. So, we don't know what the temperature's supposed to be. But
And
we bundled up, put clothes on, and grab 4 or 5 blankets, wrap up, keep the fire going.
how long has you been surviving out here, homeless?
About 4 years.
4 years.
I've been a little bit longer than that, but went in and out of jail a few times.
That's a lot of seasons to be out here homeless. What is a typical day like for you every day, from when you wake up until when you go to sleep? What do you actually do every day?
Well, I try to figure out how to make $1 and where my next meal is coming from. I don't have no money coming in, no checks, nothing to survive on. So I have to look for that $1 every day to meet my needs, and then to find those that are helping. We don't get service every day of the week from the community, but we do get help. Might not be what you want, but you can survive on it.
You know, that is, you have a good spirit in you, and we really, it really inspire our listeners, and that's why I like for my homeless people to tell the true story of how it is surviving, so people don't think this is, a glamorous life, and people out here deserve to be homeless.
No, it's not. It's not. It's hard. It's lonely. Even if you do have a companion out here, it's still lonely. You don't have the conveniences of a modern home. Lights, water, gas, hot water, electricity. It's just all the modern television, a fan, heater. You have to go out here and work at it to be able to have it. And you don't have much time for anything else. You got to stay at it out here, be able to keep up with things, to be able to survive.
You know,
It's,
whatever you want to say, I want you to say it, because people just got to understand homelessness is a serious problem, and we must understand from a homeless person's perspective how difficult it is. You said it's lonely out here, and I know I've heard it's depressing when you look around and you see other people that are in despair with seem like no help from no one.
yeah, you'll meet those that by far meet your expectations, but then you find those that don't. Those that don't, you really try to look at them and try to help them, and sometimes you can't. And that's really depressing, is that you know that they're down and out and they're not accepted. And things get really tough then for both of us, because you want to help them and you can't, and they don't want it. They've done give up.
What would you say to the President of the United States if you had to speak to him and say something that you think that could help the homeless people? Donald Trump is the next president. He'll be sworn in January. Did you know that?
No.
Okay. If you had to say something to someone like him who could make a difference, what would you say to try to help homeless people?
Well, would say fix the economy, one, because for a homeless person, they can't afford a whole lot. So when you're looking at a loaf of bread or a gallon of milk, you know, what's the cost these days? You can't feed yourself. It's kind of hard to do anything else. So, yeah, not every homeless person out here has it made and has a little something coming in. Most of them don't have it, and has lost contact with everybody and everything. So, what would I say to it? Fix the economy. Get it to where people can afford to live again.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Have you been in the military, or anybody in your family ever been in the military?
Yes. I have not, but I have an uncle that's a career man.
Okay, and we appreciate his service to the country. And the reason why I just asked that, because I've run into a lot of people that's homeless that ex-military. Are you pretty? How are you spiritually? You know, I see you have, you know, you're pretty upbeat and strong and very resilient.
I'm just now turning back to the fold. I had a bad experience when I was young, and I strayed from the church, and I found me one now
Mm-hmm.
that I really do enjoy being with, and they're a group of really nice people, and they are out to help just as much as the people that are out here for the homeless.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, is that your friend you was talking about?
No,
No. Okay.
but,
That's
yeah,
just
he's a friend, but
yeah. He just another homeless person.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. Well, you
we
know.
kind of get associated, pretty quick around here. We get to know pretty much a lot of people, but
Ye-
it's not
What-
so much. We're friends, but we're not. We don't know each other really all that well,
Mhm.
but we know of each other.
Yes. And you kind of respect each other's
Oh yes.
privacy and goods and everything
Yes.
like that. Well, that's
Yes.
good. You know, we can learn a lot from people that have less than us.
What you see is not mine right now.
Yes. Wow.
I stay right down there amongst a couple of trees.
Oh, you stay down there.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
It was,
oh, you basically up here visiting in this little
more
area.
or less.
Uh-huh.
Nice little warmth of
Yeah.
fire.
Okay. Yeah, because the weather's changing. It's
Oh, yes,
they
it
say
is.
it's like about 46 degrees,
Oh,
and it seemed like you withstanding it with no problems and stuff like that. Do you have any other family besides the family that you had problems with that caused you to be homeless?
not here in Fort Worth.
Okay, but you do have them somewhere. Do they know about
Oh,
your
yeah.
situation right now?
No. I mean, my kids know that I'm out here, but I'm not sure if my sisters and brothers do. Would they help? Yes. Would I let them? No. I have reasons for being really out here, besides being kicked out from my cousin, that I would rather keep personal. But they're there mentally, spiritually. They care. I'm just content being where I'm at.
So, do you ever miss your children? You mentioned you have children.
Yes.
How many kids do you have?
3.
You have 3?
Girl and 2 boys.
You have a girl and 2 boys? Okay. Without getting too much in your business, how old are they?
Oh, mid-30s.
Okay. And when was the last time you actually saw them?
I just saw my daughter a couple of months back. I haven't seen my boys in probably a year or so.
And they know you,
Probably two.
and they know of your situation.
Yes.
What do they say to you when you
Uh,
seen them? What did they say?
well, my daughter wants me to come and meet a couple of church members that started their own church, and wants me to come and stay with them and try to get things started there. And,
Okay, so she wants you to go to church, and she.
well, it's not just go to church; it's to come and live with them, the pastors of the new church, to be closer to them. They live in Stephenville. She just came out of rehab and trying to make her amends and everything. She come up here to see me and wants me to come there. We lost her mother while I was in the penitentiary. This is about 3 years ago, something like that. We lost her mother, and they are starting to see that I'm all they got left. They're really trying to push, or she is, to get me to come that way. And I've thought about it. Got grandkids. Got one I haven't seen yet. And kind of anxious to get there to see her.
So you are thinking about it.
Well, at least going to visit.
Tell me why.
I don't.
No, go right ahead. I don't want to interrupt you. Go right ahead.
I don't really want to be a burden. I've got to get a few things straightened out and get an ID. Go to back to work. Really. Hopefully go to where I can get a vehicle going again and get back to work. I have a hernia that I developed a hernia, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get back to work.
What kind of work do you do?
I've been a roofer all my life. I work in the oil field. I've a carpenter. I've done laced some asphalt. Jack of all trades, pretty much. I can do just about anything. But I've been a roofer most of my life.
Okay, so you do roofing, but
Yeah.
right, you say that you have a hernia.
Yeah.
Have you been to the doctor about that?
Yes.
What do they suggest you do?
We were scheduling surgery until I got locked back up, and didn't get to make the appointment, and they set my surgery off, and now it's been so long that I've got to start all over again.
Okay. What hospital were you gonna have that in?
JPS, I believe.
Okay.
That they were going to put it up there.
So, do you need any type of assistance from anybody to, so where you can get the help you need as far as your surgery? The reason why I ask is because we have listeners that have resources and connections to different places that could be of service to help you.
They pretty much had it all figured out. JPS connection, for the outreach for JPS was who I was going through, and they're a real fantastic group, and I really trust them. So I say a lot about them as well. There's quite a few people that I've grown really fond to, that really do take care of us out here, and they do it with an open heart, and they really do genuinely care.
Well, that's good to hear. You know, it does us our hearts good to when we hear good things being done, especially from hospitals and different places like this, and good Samaritans just out here on the streets. You know, it shows that the spirit to help people is alive and well in everyone out here. Is there anything that you would like to say to your family or anybody else out here that may actually see this video and that could possibly help you?
If you don't have to be out here, don't come. It's not a life to live. You never know. Tomorrow's never promised. And for sure out here, it's hard making it one day to the next. You don't have to be, don't come. And there's a lot of people here, they're out here that don't have to be here. But they've become accustomed to the way of living. And it's not a bad living. You can make it, but it's not something you really want to do.
Well, everybody, I hope you heard his message. To if you don't have to be homeless, please don't be. But the ones that's out here that has no choice and that are actually homeless now, please don't give up. We're gonna find a way to end homelessness. And I know it's hard for you to see now that, because you're out here on the streets. But I want my listeners to know that we are the ones that have to help. We're the ones that are going to have to contact the politicians and to get this agenda on everybody's table. Everybody got to fight to stop this. And we need people with the resources. We need everybody who votes to talk to your city councilman, your congressmen, have them talk to your senators, all the way up until it can get to the president. And so where we can all put this as a national emergency, that we need to end homelessness, and especially in our own country. There is no excuse for not helping our own people, especially when we see this. And that's what I want everyone to see, the reality of being homeless and what you have to do from day to day to survive. So thank you, my friend, for letting me come into your home and to let everybody take a glimpse of what's going on. And as we leave, I want everybody to take a good look at how a person has to live going through being homeless.